Well, hello, welcome back to Note by Note. Another week. This is the episode number 10, if I'm not wrong. So it's a special one. We made it to 10. Hopefully, we are going to make it to uh, way more, but it all depends on you. So thank you. Thank you for having me and for sharing what we have in here. So share our love for compositing, the time together just yeah, to share whatever I have in here. It's not much, maybe, but maybe we can just have fun. So last week it was recorded, as I mentioned. I hope you watch the video and you find it interesting. I just recorded in one go as usual, so like a false live. Okay, so it maintains the spirit. I don't want to edit anything. I just want you to see raw content, just like me struggling to do the things. As always, I'm going to remind you that the rules of this streaming are very simple. I'm just going to be comping without preparing anything. But maybe this week is going to be slightly different because I have to admit that what I am going to comp for now on for a few streams, I don't know, is something that I already attempted. Okay, it's a material that I recorded. I haven't dig much into that. I use it for testing the face builder for King Tools. I was very impressed, honestly. So I had the idea because many people has been writing about, showcasing King Tools, how I use the tools. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I love the King Tools, and I have to admit that I have been in touch with the guys at King Tools for quite a long time, and I always was promising them, like, yeah, one day I'm going to do I'm going to do a tutorial or something with the tools because I am a real big fan of the King Tools, and I said, like, yeah, I have to use it and I have to pay justice and respect to the tools. And for one thing or another, I never found the right time for for doing that, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this streaming, because I don't want to allocate things and to schedule and to make things complicated. No, it's like, let's do it. We are just using the tools that we use every day, so why should I just prepare or something? It's like, you know whatever I have, it's me, and I'm just going to share what I have with you. And I believe I'm quite happy with my career so far. So I just want to share what I have in here without making much trouble about how it's going to look or the quality of the content. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm just giving you with my passion, what I love, what I have been doing since I was very little. Um, Not many people know, by the way, that I started doing compositing formally at the age of 12. Okay. It's because of my brother. My brother was a photographer. He always was obsessed with visual effects, and since I was a child, so I started doing stop motion animation with him when I was 6. Um, and by the age of 12, I was lucky enough for him to need to work to pay for the computer he bought. So he was working with my dad. And so by the time he was out, I was just using his computer. And I remember I started using Photoshop. I think it was 1992. So I was like, yeah, I was barely 11. I was 11. I started, but I think it was in 92, 93 that I started using Photoshop 1.5, first version for Windows. That was like my first contact with the computer in terms of compositing. I love visual effects way before that because, yeah, my brother educated me for that. But But yeah, I started just having fun. So from 12, I mean, I'm not going to tell you my age because I'm quite old. So I'm 43, 43, and I still have fun. This is the secret is just that. It's like I don't work, I have fun, and they pay me for that, which is kind of cool. So yeah. So yeah, let's start by finishing wrapping the last episode. That, as I promised, I think that was the moment to abandon, to quit that shot. I believe shots are never finished, they are just abandoned. Usually you abandon them when money ends. So basically when you have the time for doing things, and that's the point that you have to quit. You can work on a shot for forever. The What I believe is the one of the talents that is quite underestimated, because everybody loves to talk about quality, but quality in this industry is strictly linked to speed. So, how fast are you doing things is going to determine the quality. Because if you are fast at doing something, you are going to have more time to dedicate for the things that require the time. So, that's mainly what I believe is the difference between a professional and an amateur. Is like an amateur can have all the time in the world, can do things, but we just need to get into a certain target. We don't stop in front of the problems. We smash the problems. So that is what we need to do. So I'm telling you this because King Tools is going to be a set of tools that is going to change the rules of the game. They already have. I can only tell you because it's going to be quite abstract in here, but I saw a combination of copycats and King Tools. They are on the sizzle reel of Foundry, just to redo the movement of the mouth by using that and copycat. And seriously, as soon as you start using machine learning and you start combining complex tools, we have an ability to really manipulate reality as never before. I know many people is afraid of artificial intelligence. Are we going to lose our jobs? I don't think so. And by the way, if you lose the job to artificial intelligence, you should question what kind of job are you doing. Because for me, an artificial intelligence will never, ever replace an artist. First of all, because in order to replace an artist, clients should be able to tell you what they want. And that is never going to happen. So there is a difference between what they need and what they want and what they ask you. So yeah, it's just too many random parameters. So yeah, I don't think computers will ever steal our jobs. Okay, if they do, it's because you are not an artist. So question this. So the shot. I think I'm just going to let it go. I don't think it's going to get to a much interesting. I mean, yeah, I can continue doing things with the full CG and everything, but I just got tired. Okay, so maybe one day you can just sign a petition for me to return to that, and I'm going to hear your prayers, your petitions or whatever. But I'm just going to change to another thing. Okay, if you don't agree with this, you can put it in the comment. Because I love this world because everybody's entitled to have their own opinion. So in here, I'm going to listen to your opinions, okay? It doesn't mean that I need to obey you, but I'm going to listen because, it's going to make us better. So if we listen at each other, and honestly, it's even much better if we have like opposite points of view. That is going to take me to learn something from others. So No, I mean, with this, you can contrast me whatever you want. We are artists and we are here to talk about that, and I love it. For the people that is arriving, hello and welcome back, Hugo. Hello. Yeah, I love Hugo. By the way, I don't need to tell you that he's streaming. So, was it yeah, now it's every week. This guy is doing. I mean, I really believe. I'm not sure, but have you seen the film The Prestige by Christopher Nolan? That is actually two brothers. So I believe Hugo Guerra has a twin brother. He never introduced the twin brother because it is impossible that guy is producing so much content, and all that content is amazing. So from VFX Notes, and by the way, I will highly recommend you the episode about Oppenheimer. Is gold. There is a lot of controversy with what happens with all of that. I find it super interesting. So absolutely never miss a content from Hugo. Let's move into the usual business that we have in here. So the first thing is, like, I have to thank Foundry as always, because they are being supporting us for 10 episodes. So it's a big deal. By the way, I am preparing a masterclass for Copycat, the machine learning tools in Nuke. I'm working on that, so no worries, and I will publish that on the Foundry channel. And also, if you are at FMX, I'm going to be presenting with Foundry in there about Copycat, by the way. So yeah, just say hello or something. Yeah, so thank you, Foundry, for supporting this. And another week, probably the last one, we are going to have the giveaway. So enter in here, because this week probably is going to be the last week that you are going to have the Nuke Indie license for 1 year. And in order to enter, I'm going to put it also on the chat in here. So here you are. So now you can click in there and enter for the opportunity to get a Nuke Indie license for 1 year. And this reminds me that last week, even if it was recorded, I left the giveaway open, so you could participate. So there is a winner also for last week, and the winner is Nicolas Lovu. Sorry for pronouncing your name. I'm sure I pronounce it horribly. But Nicolas, congratulations. You won a 1 year subscription for Nuke Indie. Actually, the second to last, because this week is going to be the last, as I said. So remember, if you want to enter, just in here, and you have the link in the chat. Don't forget that, because it's very important. This morning I published on LinkedIn that I was going to use King Tools, and it's super cool because the guys at King Tools said, "Oh, finally, I want to support this." So they were super nice, and they are also sponsoring this session. So I don't need to tell you about King Tools. They have plenty of things like GeoTracker, face builder, face trackers, and all of that. But this week, we are going to get for free, for a lucky winner, another giveaway. So, double bill. You are going to have a giveaway for the Nuke Indie that I already showed you. And also this week, we are going to have another giveaway for the opportunity to get a face bundle. So face tracker and face builder. Here you are, the QR, and also you have the link in there, and I'm going to put it as usual in the chat. So here you are. You can enter to the giveaway also there. So they are two separate. So it doesn't mean that if you enter in one, you are going to get both. So you need to enter twice, one for each of the giveaways. Okay. So yeah, Keen Tools. This today I'm going to. I mean, it's not going to be about Keen Tools. I'm just going to use Keen Tools for doing other things. But I'm going to do something that I personally loved, which is the Iron Man hat. You know, all the features icons that are having. It was a super original idea. If you want to know more, on fxguide.com, there is an article from, I don't remember, it's a couple of videos from something like 2009 or even earlier, with an interview of John Montgomery to Dave, the guy that I'm sorry, don't remember the surname, but I will make justice to you. Just give me a sec, because I feel really ashamed that I don't remember the surname, because that guy is super amazing. Give me a sec. I'm just searching, because I'm going to put also the link on here. So FX Guide, Iron Man hat. Let me. Well, actually, you know what? Why not to share the screen? That is the whole point of this. So let me see. I remember it was a really, really old one. So FX Guide, Iron Man hat. It was a presentation of SIGGRAPH. No, this is mic, virtual mic. I think it's important. Sorry for not. I mean, as I said, I don't prepare this stream. fxguide.com. Pixel Liberation Front. Ian Fales in here, amazing journalist. Okay, you know what? I promise I will search for that, and I will bring it to you. Let me see if maybe by any chance I have it in my training footage or my training materials. Because I think it's something that I have. Iron Man. No. These are the materials that we are going to use, but okay, no worries. I will have a look. I promise. I'll show you, because it's a very nice video where you can find how the guy that invented the actual setup. It was the first time he was using Nuke. It was in the very early early days of Nuke becoming the, the industry standard. And yeah, he decided to use for the first time Nuke in order to create one of the coolest and more iconic images from Avengers. Avengers, Iron Man, and then Avengers, and all the superhero movies from Marvel, more or less have now in a certain way the Iron Man imprinting in there. So yeah, it's on FX Guide for sure, and it was an interview from John Montgomery. But if you can search, and if you find the link, you can post it in here in the chat. So I think it's time to start working on the next shot. Okay, so for this week, for this shot, I'm going to use Nuke X. Because why not? Okay, I just have it, so I love it. But again, I'm just going to use it because I have all my setups and everything in Nuke X. But still, nobody has ever mentioned any restrictions that are preventing them to work. Honestly, I haven't found any. Even we tried with the previous shot, so I don't think there is much reason for all the hassle of the limitations, okay? So for the price, I will say that is really, really amazing. So let's open Nuke X this time. And I'm going to share my screen in here. Here you go. So, key tools are in here. They are installed. Let's bring the footage. So training footage, and I'm going to get the Iron Man hot plate HD, which is the original. This guy, by the way, this guy is a very good friend of mine. His name is Aitor Arroyo. He's a compositor. He's a seasoned compositor. I recorded it like over 10 years ago, okay? And he was very kind. He just lent me his face in order to do my stuff. As you can see, this is a very, very simple and poor setup with just, a green cardboard on the door with a camera, very simple camera. With compression and everything. So yeah, we are going to use this, and I'm going to show you what are the keys of this shot. But we are going to use also the model builder and the face builder and the face tracker for this. So we can even use different shots because the guy is exactly the same. So I'm going to use another just for the sake of having fun. So, training footage, marker removal. Yeah. Okay, this is for another shot. I think I used this in a FX PhD tutorial, so yeah, the camera is the same. Good. Now let's have a look at the elements. 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 I have these elements in here. Those are PNGs without the premultiplication applied. They have the alpha, but no premultiplication. The reason is because probably they have been created with Photoshop, and you have this thing that every time you have a premultiplied element in Photoshop, when you import it in Nuke, the element, even if you mark as premultiplied, is having this thing, okay? So you need to force the premultiplication outside. Because I'm not going to use the actual RGB, I mean, just the alpha, just the shape is the only thing that I'm going to use. I'm not going to care about what I'm going to do with that. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to make a system in order to create the, to create the lighting effect of all of that. So the purpose of this practice is going to be to recreate a physically plausible lighting or relighting of this face, which is a real live action element. So we are going to create something that is going to make it look like the elements of light, okay? Maybe I have a reference in here. References. Yeah, I have two references. I have this and I have that, okay? You see, I mean, everybody is familiar with this, okay? The lighting is what I'm going to be more focused on. Maybe the quality of my motion graphics is not going to be the same because that requires a lot of work, but I'm just going to focus on the lighting, how to make those graphics, even if they are elaborated or not, but I just want to make the graphics to look real, like the compositing aspect of this, okay? So those are the two elements. In here, as you can see, the light is not that bouncing. In this other reference, is more, according to the lighting. And let's imagine that those elements that are floating in there somehow are generating light, and we are, let's use your imagination. We are inside the helmet, so inside the helmet you shouldn't have even the space for doing this. But just in order to recreate this virtual world that he's immersed, okay, we want that to look real, okay. This is part of the suspension disbelief. So if you believe that space is real, whatever, even if it's the helmet and you don't have the space or whatever, you are going to believe that you see is real, okay? That is called suspension disbelief. It's a mechanism of cinema, of storytelling. When you accept just something, you surrender to the story. Good. So I don't need those elements because everybody's familiar with that, okay? Let's start by doing the wisest thing, which is saving the script. So in here, of course, this is Nuke. The other scripts are not compatible. So this is going to be node by node underscore Ironman hot comp version 001. Okay. So let's see if the frame range is right. So it's from frame 1, frame 254. I'm not color managing this. This was never intended to be in ACES or anything, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't mind. So it's going to be with the new defaults, okay? This is the one that I'm going to use for the base, and this is the one that I'm going to use for the face builder to create the face. So what should be the first thing? I'm going to put my project in the right scale. Everything is in place. Saving, and we are ready to start. So, how are you guys doing on the chat? Are you still there? Or because today I took a long introduction, but I think it was necessary. Okay, so just give me a shout if you are just sleeping, or I just make like wait, so you can wake up. Please don't sleep during the live. It's very embarrassing. I can see you, even if you think I don't, but I can see you, of course. See, I can see you. So let's do the face builder. So from here, we're going to use the tracker face builder. So this is the image, and this is the camera. So what is the camera? So for this, I'm going to call another shot that, again, is becoming kind of a greatest hits of my shots because I use it a lot. It's a very silly one, but it's very helpful. So it's in here, this one, the mailbox. So the mailbox, why? Because I have this data in here. So the camera is this one, the X1 of Sony. This is the chip size. It's not the sensor size. It's the chip size. Just put this in here just for another explanation. So how can we get the camera? So camera, in here, we don't have the presets. But if we apply this data, still we are going to need. So I remember something that we can do is in the camera tracker, you have in here in the film back, you have Sony X1. And that is going to give you the film back, this thing. So I can grab this, put it in here, get this, and put it in there. The focal length is 5.8. Probably you think that this is like super, super wide. It's like a fisheye or something. Well, it's because it's relative to the aperture. So the aperture is so small because it's like a half an inch sensor. So this is the equivalent, more or less, of a 22 millimeters focal length. Okay, so it's like it's a wide angle, but it's not a fisheye like a 5.8. You know, the traditional fisheye is about is 8 millimeters. So yeah, I have with this my camera. Why I'm not tracking the camera? Well, it's very simple. The camera is not moving, so there is nothing to track. We just need to put this in a place that is going to make sense. So I'm just going to decide what is the scale of this. The scale of my units in Nuke is going to be relative to whatever I'm going to call this, the element. So I'm going to translate this back. This will be 1 unit. Let's put centimeters, okay, as the unit. So 5 centimeters is too small. So how far is the camera? Well, I can tell you that I remember the camera was about 1.5 meters. Okay, so if this is centimeters, 1.5 meters in centimeter is going to be 150. Maybe 150 was a bit too much. I'm just guessing. Honestly, I don't remember. I should do something like 10 years ago, and I don't remember. But does it change much? Well, not really. And we can always tweak these things. But in any case, I'm just going to put it like in here, 1.5 meters. So this is going to be my camera. The camera is essential because we need to place things in the 3D space, so we need to understand what's going on. In here, in these other shots, maybe the camera was moving. Yeah, the camera was moving. So let's do something. Just to simplify things, let's just use one camera, because at the end of the day, you can use one sequence of images just to build the whole thing, okay? So I'm just going to simplify the life instead of just going with tracking the other camera and things. So camera, this is it. Background, that's it. So now it's in here. I haven't used the latest version of Face Builder for a while, so maybe there are like cooler things. So yeah, stay tuned. Now that you are here, maybe you should consider subscribing. Okay. So yeah, this is a very nice way of supporting me for this streaming. And also, if you like, you can just use the buy me a coffee. So just for the price of a coffee, you are going to make me super happy. So I'm going to put it in the chat. And remember, if you want to see my and follow my social media, I leave you everything in there in the chat. Okay, so let's create the geo. So let me allow facial expressions. Let me just search for a nice frame that is going to be neutral. He's talking all the time, so I don't think we are going to have like a neutral, but this is looking more or less like a neutral face. The focal length is going to be from the camera. Okay. So let's create that. My license key is not linked with the current account, so maybe I will have a look into this later, okay? I have the license, so no worries. If I need, I just recover that. It's not a problem. But let's see. So let's align the face. I'm going to ignore this for the time being. Well, yeah. Let's align the face. Face detection failed. Okay, so let's align manually. It's not a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal because I need to activate my license. So if you excuse me, give me just 1 sec. I'm just going to grab my license. Maybe because I did a maintenance thing, key tools. I think I'm taking too literal the thing of not preparing things. But no, it's actually, I really enjoy. Usually, I mean, I could be like super stressed, like, oh my God, the things are not working. I know what is going on. So this, getting the license is really easy. So I'm just going to get the license in here, license key. You just need to access to your account. Here you are. It's working. Good. Okay. Let's get back. Sorry about that. Welcome, Manuel. Direct to the yeah, everybody, welcome back. So I was saying, let's align the face. Let me use, because I was touching something in there and I don't like when I mix things. So let's do the face builder. Camera. All is good. Center geo. Align face. Okay. So let's start aligning. These pins are really good. This is good. This is good. Ears are always a hassle, okay? So I don't care much about the ears, because in any case, I'm not going to use them much. So now what I'm doing in here is I'm applying pins in order to align the mesh, but I'm not aligning the mesh. I'm actually modifying the mesh. So With the face builder, you are modifying the mesh in order to match the features of the actor, okay? And is with the other node that you are going to align for every frame and to apply, which is the tracker, okay? In here, I just need to make sure I just get things more or less aligned. The hairline is always a strange thing. In here, I don't like that. I'm going to try this. What you should do is just to try your best in order to align the best as you can, but don't get too stressed. This is just the first frame. And by the way, you have like a symmetrical restriction in the beginning, but you can break it as you go. So I will say like this is good enough for the time being. In my experience, I will say don't get too excited about matching every single feature, because you will discover that at the end, the mesh is just a generic mesh. So it's never going to be exactly the same, but you need to be good enough for the use that you need of that mesh. Okay, so I'm just going to try to align as much as possible, but you will see especially the ears are going to be tricky. Try also to reuse the pins. It's much better than using millions of pins. Okay, the neck. I met Aitor, this guy in Canada, working on Harry Potter. Amazing guy. Very, very talented. Super fast, by the way. Very, very nice guy. Now, the eyes require a bit of love. I'm going to place this in here. I'm reading your messages on the chat, okay? So I have an eye on you in here. So if you want to say something, you're always welcome. Okay. I think it's good enough for the time being. So, now let's find another frame. Yeah, here he's looking slightly to one side, so I'm going to align. So what he's doing in here right now is aligning the whole block. So this is not modifying, it's just orientating in order to make sense with the image. Super cool. That, I mean, I just press a button. And now with this, you have the opportunity to realign the features of the face from another perspective. It will be better if you have the most different perspective possible in here, because he's not moving much. The face, well, this is what I have. So I'm just going to add pins in those areas I don't have, but in those that I have, maybe I should use those. Here. As you can see, it's super easy and super intuitive. just to change the parameters. Okay. As I mentioned in other streamings, if you want to share renders or shots or something, just share with me. Maybe I can use it for another streaming. Okay? Just send me an email or put it in the comments or anything. Interesting. This is getting a bit misaligned. Okay. Let's try another one. Maybe he's looking into another side. Yeah, it's more or less. Let's do something. Let's try just with 2. I think 2 is going to be enough for this time. Okay, so face builder. Let's just go for the tracking then. So, camera, background, geo. I know I'm not using the undistort and everything and just bypassing those. But yeah, in theory, you should undistort and everything. This is just like I prefer to go and slap the things in here because I don't have the full set of information. So let's go to align the face. Okay, so align the face. Now, everything that I'm going to do in here is not going to be modeling. Now it's going to be aligning. So I'm going to align this geometry that I have in here. Okay, so let's try to, automatically this is doing an amazing job, but maybe we need a bit of love. And this is going to apply animation. So I'm going to put it in there. I could even go. Let's do something. Are you sure? Yes, let's do something. I'm going to the frame where I align this one, and I'm going to align in here. Okay. And now, because it's the same sequence, I'm going here, and I'm going to align the face in here. Okay, so see, it's not exactly the same thing. So I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to keep in here. This is going to be my starting point. Okay, let's make a few adjustments. I just want to make sure this is covering the best as I can. Okay. As I said, I'm not going to make it pixel perfect because it will never be. Let's use the GPU. Okay. So let's add the pre-calculation where I'm going to put this. King tools. Analysis. Okay, so this is going to be no, not by node. Iron Man had face tracking v01. Okay. This is going to be like things that you can constrain, like eye blinking, or I'm just going to leave it as it is. Let's see what I'm going to get. The only thing that that I just realized maybe wasn't right is the camera, the focal length. The focal length that was used for the mailbox is not exactly the same. But is that going to change? Well, it's going to change very little because the focal plane was, I mean, the focal length was slightly different. But let's try again. This is going to be a lot of dirty job. I just want to quick and dirty. Let's see how far we can go without all the precise analysis, because of course when you have everything, it's going to be easier. But let's try here. So let's analyze the whole input and let's see what's gonna happen. In the meantime, I'm going to read in the chat. So Miriam, hello Miriam. Are you using just regular pointer tool to align it? Yeah, I'm just using the pins that is just coming, just pinning, just clicking around the mesh and just dragging. It's super easy. You don't have to create points or anything. It's just going automatically to be there. Okay. So now that we have the analysis, let's start. I'm not going to create any more points. Let's see. Let's just go like this. Let's see. Okay. I'm always impressed. Seriously. Look at the speed that this thing is tracking. Remember that I am in a laptop right now, so it's not a super powerful computer. It's just a laptop. Yeah, I'm always impressed by this. Of course, it's going to need a bit of work after this first pass of tracking, but so far so good. By the way, King Tools is not just available for Nuke. You have it also for Blender or for After Effects. Okay, it's super cool. Now let's track backwards. Look at the mouth. This is just impressive. Let me remove this. Yeah, so this is play. So yeah, there is a bit of misalignment in the ears, and I was expecting that. Of course, there is another misalignment in the lips because, it's like the most dynamic area of the face that is moving. But this is just ridiculous how fast this is going. I mean, guys, if this is going this fast, I will finish this shot by the next streaming. It's not going to give me much satisfaction, so no worries. I'm just going to spend the time on other things. But yeah, technically, this is super easy. So let's create a few points to match, to correct the areas. I'm very tempted to correct the ears, but no. No, I cannot avoid it. I'm sorry, guys. I need to correct the ears. I know. I said I couldn't. Yeah. I can't. I need to correct the ears. Yeah. So, okay. See, Miriam, I'm just using the pins that are in there, and if I need more pins, look, I just clicking here without creating anything, just clicking here, ping, and I just move that. I prefer to go through the pins that I created because if you create so many pins, you're going to end with a mess of things, but yeah. So I'm going to put this in here, this in here, this in here. Yeah, Keen Tools for me is one of the tools that you need. I mean, you need. There is a set of minimum things that you need. They're all in here. You need video for the noise, Mocha for planar tracking, and many other things. Keen Tools for everything that is tracking objects. 3D is the perfect complement for the 3D environment in Nuke. Visual effects are in movies. Movies are about people, and people have faces. So yeah, you are going to need, sooner or later, you are going to need Keen Tools. And what I can say is like, maybe you are not going to use it every day. Well, maybe. I'm quite sure you are not going to use it every day. But trust me, when you need it, it's going to save so much time. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep. But as you can see, there is a certain point that is not working anymore. So yeah, don't get too stressed. We can even remove certain areas of the geometry. We are going to see that later, but right now let's focus on this. So this has been fixed in that area. Let's refine. Okay, well, let's fix the other areas before. So I'm going to this last point. Yeah, this is quite solid. Yeah, the mouth is okay, nose is okay, this is okay. I will end deactivating the neck. I don't even need the neck, but I'm just leaving here because why not? Okay, this is going to be good enough, and this is good enough as well. Okay. Well, thank you, Miriam. You said that Miriam said that I make it look so easy. I have no credit for this. It's really easy. It's just really easy. So just have it a go. You will see. It's lovely. So mm, yeah, let's tolerate a bit. So I'm going to go to those areas where it's more. I love this. Even in this case, it's nailing it. Jesus, so cool. Okay. Yeah, it's following the shape. It's super cool. Okay, let me put this. I love how the mesh is naturally moving the areas that are mobile. For instance, look at the eyelids that are connected to the eyebrows. So everything feels organic when you are modeling the face. Is like the expressions are going to match. It's easier. It's actually very easy to, and it's not a coincidence. They have been programming this for many years in order to make it easy for everybody to use. Okay. I will say that the best case scenario, if you want to use this and you have the opportunity to influence the shooting, is like to have captures of the actor that you are going to need, at least from different perspectives, so you can actually model easier. So if you have like side views, from view, like perspective views, I mean, the more views you have from the actor, the more you can calibrate the original model of the build. So that is going to help a lot. In here, I'm just trying to go, as I usually say, cheap and dirty, because why not? It's a good practice. Okay. I have to admit that I miss my days as compositor. I don't complain as a supervisor, I enjoy a lot, but I am a compositor inside. I love to put my hands on the pixels. And sometimes it's difficult. I have to respect the artists I work with, so I cannot just step over. I prefer just to help them grow, but sometimes it's just the temptation is so. I love the shot sometimes. I just like, give it to me, it's mine, my precious. So, okay. Yeah, I see there are, it's going to be really difficult to convey this this point and this point without affecting this. So Miriam said, okay, let's swap. Honestly, let's swap. You know, it's another kind of skills you need to, as a supervisor. You know, it's not always more creative, because that is what I thought initially. That as a supervisor, oh, it's all about creativity, and it's not always about that. It's a lot of administration, a lot of meetings, a lot of talking. which I guess that's why I'm good at. I'm very good at talking. But honestly, I love to work in silence and just in front of the computer. But yeah. So this is going to be another one. I'm just going to put a few keyframes just to make sure I have enough convey of data. I mean, the process of doing this is like, I will say, is like automation, rotoscoping. Is like, yeah, you put keyframes in the areas that are more off. And of course, the more keyframes you put, the more accurate it's going to be. But be careful, because if you put a lot is just going to confuse more than help. So Manuel is saying that on set is mostly a political game. Yeah, there is a lot of politics. Geopolitics of the set. Yeah, there is a lot of that. It's fun. You need to like the set. Depends on the set. I like it. But the set is also really, really hard. Really, really hard. Especially when you have to shoot nights in the cold winter. Yeah, quite experience. With wind and rain. Yeah. As a compositor, you work office hours. Well, that is what they say. At the end, we all know that there are no such thing as office hours. We are open 24/7. We have more or less like the Tesco's schedule for work. Okay, let's refine this. Let's see what's gonna happen. Now, it's applying a refinement between the intervals. So it's just based on the keyframes. Now it's recalculating the intervals between those keyframes in order to readjust the positions. So hopefully it's going to be better. And it is indeed better. Yeah, just in the office at all hours. I will say, there is the work from home and there is the live from work. That is the other option. Certain compositors. But I mean, I'm not going to enter much in the politics of working conditions, because if I start, I'm going to stop comping. But if you guys are not happy with the workplace, go to another place. I know right now is a very difficult time, but times are going to change. And when times change the workplace as well. If you don't like it, if they don't treat you well, go to another place. Maybe right now you don't have another place, but search for another option at least. So that's it. And another maybe a good idea is like a union will not be that bad. How strong is a union? Well, how afraid is the industry right now with IATSE menacing to do another strike? Well, imagine visual effects artists menacing about a strike. It would be like all the highest grosses film are going to enter in crisis. So I won't say that we need to profit from that, but maybe it's a good idea that they listen to the conditions, because we are also human beings. I'm just leaving this in here, and I'm just going to stop that conversation because we are here to have fun, not to talk about politics, but a union could help a lot. We are the youngest in the industry. So, okay. So Isabel said, I love to work at Union VFX. I love Union VFX. I love the guys at Union VFX, and I will never stop saying that I was the first artist at Union VFX. My first task was mounting my desk. I will never, never forget that. It's one of the nicest places I ever work in this industry. They won the BAFTA this year for Poor Things. Amazing team. Amazing, amazing team. And yeah, I was the first artist in that company. And I'm so proud of them because they grow so much and doing amazing, amazing job. So everybody at Union, I salute you. You have my respect. And congratulations, by the way, for the BAFTA. On another note, congratulations to the team of Godzilla -1. It's just amazing. I mean, guys, seriously, it's just amazing. A small team with big dreams, and they won the Oscar, and they deserve it. I mean, everybody on the nominees, let's face it, everybody deserved the Oscar because the quality was really, really good. And I am even sad because Barbie didn't score the nomination. Oppenheimer didn't score the nomination due to all the political views of marketing and all of that. Maybe it's just a question of education, I'm going to say, because now it seems like practical is better. And that, with all due respect, is bullshit. So, no, practical is not better, as digital is not better either. It's just different techniques. It's like arguing if Picasso is a better painter than Dali. It just makes no sense. There's different techniques for different needs. In any case, I believe the Oscar went to a team that really needed it. Because, I mean, let's face it. ILM winning another Oscar, they don't need it. They are probably one of the best. I mean, probably not. They are one of the best in the planet. So, will an Oscar change their life? Of course, everybody wants to get recognized, of course, but they don't need it. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio winning another Oscar. No. The Oscar get prestige because of Leonardo DiCaprio having it, not the other way around. Well, ILM, Weta, the usual suspects of the Oscars. You guys, you don't need it. Of course, there are instances where it will be really a shame not to give them the Oscar. But in this occasion, I will say I was very satisfied those guys in Japan got the Oscar. And also because the Oscars are about dreams, so why not? Why not dreaming? So yeah, congratulations. So have I seen Poor Things? Yeah, I watch it and I love it. I really, really love it. If you haven't, you should. It's an amazing, amazing film. The visual effects are very discreet in certain points and very bold in others. It's a very surrealistic tone, but I think the visual effects are serving the story all the way. And that is what, for me, is the most important thing. Is serving the story and the vision of the director very clearly. The film itself is super, super good. The visual effects are just serving the story so well. So, yeah, very well deserved. I was really surprised it was not scoring the nomination for the Oscar because it really deserved it. It reminds me the tone of the work to in a very different register, but remember Ex Machina? Small team, small but very well executed. Sarah Bennett, visual effects supervisor. Milk VFX was the company. Outstanding job. That is what I really believe the Oscars should privilege. Is like at the end is the story. Everybody's here for telling a story. It's not about doing beautiful pictures. If you want to watch or to see beautiful pictures, go to the National Gallery in London, for instance, or the Musei Vaticani in Rome, or many others around the world. Museums, oh, you are going to watch amazing pictures. And if you are, if you are lucky and you get a good guide or you are well informed before watching the certain paintings, you are going to get struck by the stories that are in there. But in visual effects, we are serving a story. We just want to tell a story in ways they have not been told before. So in that regard, I'm very happy about Godzilla -1 winning and making dreams. So yeah, guys, dream high. If your dreams are not scaring you, it's because you are not dreaming big enough. So I'm just going to put another keyframe in here. Another one in here. I'm just going to align one more thing. And I believe this is going to be because of the constraints, it's not allowing me to move more. Okay, let me see now. So I'm going to remove this one. Yeah. Now this is like in rotoscoping when you are adding too many keyframes, and at a certain point, it is better to have less keyframes. So this is why you have the things in here. I'm going to remove this one, this keyframe that I manually added. Yeah, it's working much better. Okay, so now let's. I'm going to see. It's not helping. So let's just leave it there. Okay, I'm going to refine this all again. Just to improve the result. What is my favorite movie in terms of VFX? Pwah. Pwah. This is like asking me, do you love Mom more than that? But I have many. I will say that there are several examples, but probably Jurassic Park, for me, the first one, the original, is especially significant for the visual effects work. It's so smart. They didn't match many visual effects because as visual effects there are not so many, and the combination with the limitations and everything they have in that time, it was just outstanding. At the end of the day, if you have the just the first scene of Jurassic Park when they have the cage arriving to the island, is pure storytelling, and that is Steven Spielberg. The visual effects depends on who is directing, and Steven Spielberg is, in my opinion, maybe the best director for visual effects. He knows how to use the visual effects to tell a story. I mean, there are so many films that are very good in terms of visual effects, but for me, good visual effects are not just beautiful visual effects, but meaningful and serving the story. I invite you to see the first scene of Jurassic Park that I will analyze, by the way, in the Mega Brain event that I am participating with a masterclass at the Visual Effects Society on the 28th this month. is just a masterclass of storytelling. How they use the light with no real logic, but how the light is telling the story, how, and in that scene there you'd never see the dinosaur completely, you just see an eye and a piece here and there, but in your head you have the whole picture. So for me, visual effects should just give you the hint, but the final film is done in the mind of the audience, not on the screen. If you just give the audience the whole thing, it's boring. You just need to give them the cue to create the world, so you remember things that you never saw. So that is the mastery. For me, Steven Spielberg is the master of masters in that regards. I'm not just talking about just directing. It's like how he uses visual effects and that. But yeah, there are so many. 2001, Terminator 2, and that is even before the 2000. If we go lately, I mean, you name it. There are so many. I will say that this is going to be enough for my tracking, I think. Let me see what I have in 3D. So, oh, I was pressing the wrong buttons. Okay. Yeah, you are. This is the 3D. Let me just put checkerboard. So with this, I can see a better idea. So can you see how it's blinking? How everything is moving? It's really scary. It's 3D. It's just so cool. I mean, I've done this 1,000 times, and I will never get tired of just observing this. It's just so cool. Okay, so I'm going to get the first. Well, let's keep everything for the time being right now, and keep the high poly. Okay. So I just want to make sure we have everything we need for this, because after this is going to get very interesting. I'm just going to put in the 3D space, and I'm going to use the same methodology they use for the actual film for Iron Man. I think I even going to use things they didn't use in Iron Man. I mean, at least on the first one. Maybe on the later issues, there were different approaches. But I'm going to use like lights in order to create bouncing light, and I'm going to flatten this. Yeah, I think that is going to be enough. So. I think this is going to be good enough for this week. I just have the mesh, which is what I'm going to use for the following steps in the coming weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, just in order to create. I'm going to keyframe. I'm going to show you how to do this fast, and then how to refine the contents, and even getting the reflection in the eyes, the lighting interaction, how to flatten, how to recreate the light, how to avoid the areas that shouldn't be in lighting, and all of this. So I think this is going to be good enough for now. Okay. We are going to talk about light a lot, but I'm going to assume you are already familiar, with the concepts of photography and all of that. Remember that I have a course online, which is my Master of Light. I'm going to keep this discount this week because we have Foundry that is giving away the license, the Nuke license. So I have to give also something I don't want to let them all the fun. So if you want to get the discount, you have the discount here on the chat. So you can get the course 50% discount, is half. And that is a course I really recommend for everybody, because it's just covering the basis in photography terms, and that is for me like the basis for everything else. If you want something like more personal, you can go with a one-on-one. Okay, so for that, I will. Here you are on the screen. Yeah, here you are. I put it on the chat. So you have the opportunity to spend 1 hour with me and just discuss anything that you need to improve or whatever. I'm just going to be in that hour to support you whatever you need, even to help you with current shots that you need to deliver, and maybe you are struggling or you prefer to have an idea to. So anything that you need. Okay, so I think that is all for this week. And in the next week, we are going to start having fun with the lighting. Before going, remember you still have 3 minutes for the giveaway for Foundry and for King Tools. Nonetheless, I would like to thank them again for participating in this, and also King Tools, amazing, really amazing, and I love you guys. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here another week. If you have any suggestions, comments, or anything, just put it in the comments. Just by being here, you're already supporting me, but there are so many other ways, as I mentioned, and they are all appreciated. Okay, so I'm going to see you next week on Tuesday, as usual, at 7 p.m. or 1900 GMT, okay, London time, GMT. Very soon we are going to change the clocks in the UK, but I'm going to still keep the GMT hour, okay? So I'm not going to change that. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the love. Thank you for sharing the passion for compositing, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you next week. For the winners of the giveaways of this week, as usual, you are going to discover them next week. Okay? Thank you very much, and take care. Bye.